Can I ask you something? All these memories and timelines. How do you decide what's real? Look around, figure out what you believe is true right now, and just commit to it.
By allowing yourself to be possessed by a certain entity. You don't have to take it in a space of something to be scared of, but just more so aware of. Because again, our emotional body are more so the pain body. You know what I'm saying? Spoken of in the power of now, not no spooky witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? You see how across the board, whether it's spoken of from a psychological, scientific perspective or from an esoteric occult perspective, both are in essence talking about the same thing. So you could look at it in the best way, you know, it would be for you to look at it. You know what I'm saying? You could see it as just like, oh, I got a addiction problem. Or some people with the esoteric aspect is like, oh, you got this type of, entity you're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Or spirit you're dealing with. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Both sides are true and align with what works best for your mind. Because some of us, we may find it easier to shake back from something if we feel like, oh, it's just a normal old headache compared to it's some type of brain eating entity on your head. You know what I'm saying? Because even that is a part of the, wizardry, witching, you know what I'm saying? The sorcerer, skill set is perspective. Let me say that again. A part of, the skill set for, protecting yourself, taking care of yourself is, you know, perspective and aligning with the perspective that works best for you. Hence why also, again, knowing yourself is the highest form of protection. Don't listen to somebody else's perspective of how to view it if that doesn't align for you. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know no better, you're thinking that, you need to listen to them, then you will misalign yourself. So again, your perspective is a part of the skill set of you being, a priestess, sorcerer, witch, you know what I'm saying, quote unquote warlock, light worker, whatever little name you want to attach to it. But basically just, alchemist, magician, again, all the different names. All of them uniquely have a difference, but, for the most part, it's speaking to just basically how you wield your alchemy and magical abilities, your spiritual gifts and abilities. So perspective is key, you know. But wanting to bring up just shortly, is that when you allow yourself to be possessed by a certain entity, like you allow for yourself to be possessed by your pain body, you gotta understand that working with certain crystals, yes, crystals can help, but if you are in agreement or in essence, almost like in a contract or again, allowing something to constantly be a part of your experience, then for the most part, the crystals are just kind of, easing the quote unquote pain or the symptoms that comes with that. But it's not going to get rid of it because it's through you. Again, you are the walking crystal first and foremost. The crystals are there to help and are effective. You know what I'm saying? But it's you first and foremost. It's like I done mentioned before of like, your crystals being like your friends. or like people who could help you. You know, you done had moments where you was dealing with some tough shit, you know, spiritually, and somebody helped you, and after that help, you kind of made it out of that little hole, and you never went back into it. You know, you may have came close, but you never went back into it after that help. You feel me? So don't let nobody, you know, make it seem like, oh, crystals are completely ineffective. You know what I'm saying? Again, you gotta be aware of who and what you're listening to. You know what I'm saying, in these moments. But again, you know, even, you know, with the stuff I share, you know what I'm saying. But again, if you're allowing yourself to constantly be, you know, under the possession of your pain body, if you constantly allowing yourself to, you know, let that addiction get the best of you, you know what I'm saying, then it's in essence like, you know, like taking away the effectiveness of your crystal, helping you to, you know, remove that attachment to that addiction, that attachment to that negative emotion, that attachment to your pain body, your attachment to that entity or spirit, your attachment to that dis-ease, you know, whatever whatever aligns best for you. But again, it's you first and foremost, you know, and always looking to transmute and remove the root cause of what's going on, and not just covering up the symptoms, you know. Because again, if you are allowing it, you know, you're basically bypassing your help. You know what I'm saying? All the help that you know, you connecting with, whether it be crystals, spiritual baths, eating a certain type of way, connecting with nature, you know, smudging, like all these different things, you know, all the different spiritual tools and practices, you know, doing your meditation, your Tai Chi, your yoga. But if you, you know, if you allow yourself to if you allow yourself to allow, you know, or invite, you know, those types of, again, those emotional patterns, that pain body addiction, you know, that addiction itself to certain things, if you allow that to keep being a part of your life, then in essence, you're bypassing, you know, again, all your spiritual tools, all your spiritual practices, and all the help that others are offering you. So the key is, again, first acknowledging, you know, that that's what's happening, because that's the first way to kind of, you know what I'm saying, start stepping into, uh, you know, healing and removing or taking care of that. Just use the word dis-ease, you know, within your physical being and subtle bodies, and within your entire being. You know, is acknowledging that, and then whether it's a baby step, you start to, you know, again, uh, go towards activities to help you to transmute and remove the root cause of your attachment to that disease. You know what I'm saying? Your attachment to this thing. You know, you maintain the healthy practices and the awareness, like, hey, I keep allowing myself to be attached to this, you know, inner guidance, spirit guides, ancestors within, you know, or however you connect, like, help me to, you know, remove this attachment that I keep allowing myself to go into, you know. And that's, you know, a part that'll start opening up the door, you know, where after saying that today, tomorrow you'll feel or see, you know, even more of a awareness, and, you know, you'll get more insight about what's best for you to, you know, remove that attachment again, to that disease, to that spirit, that entity, your pain body, that negative emotion, that negative thought form. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't say thought form, but again, just using the whole catchphrase of that disease, to remove your attachment from that disease within your physical being, subtle being, your entire being. You'll see the difference the next day after expressing that. So again, removing the attachment, and stop allowing yourself to be attached to, these things, because again, your spiritual tools and practices, you know, become almost null and void, or could only help, with the symptoms, but it won't necessarily help you to, remove that attachment to that disease. So that's the key to remember. You feel me? So now is the vibrate. Peace.